Hi, I'm Kai Price. I'm a celebrity portrait photographer and fashion photographer, and I work with various magazines across the UK and Europe. And today I'm down here to shoot a band called Flirting. The shoot we'll be doing will be in a normal style editorial shoot, and we will be providing them with some promo material for their band and upcoming tour. So I'd like you to meet Ashraf. This is my assistant today. Wherever possible, I work with assistants. I don't like to do all the shoots, off my own back because it's too much to manage. Great, so we're just going to have a look at some of the kit that we're going to be using. In terms of lights, just check, I've got some power in that. I did charge it earlier. I'm using a Broncolor Move Pack, and pretty much with this, a couple of heads. Now, because Brighton's got such amazing light, usually you can piggyback off the sun as well, which gives a really nice backlight. Probably one of my favourite bits of kit is this. And that is Broncolor Para. And with 1200 watts of light, it's going to overthrow the sun. You'll see it in action, but what will happen is basically as you pull the light out, you get a really soft light. As you push the light in, you get a really nice hard fashion light. For me, that's a great bit of kit. It makes my life a lot easier. Right, so we're just going into the bag and having a look at the cameras that we got. This is my old Phase 1 DF Plus, which is what I'm going to be using on the shoot today. The reasons for this is because it's got leaf shutters in the lenses that I can shoot up to like 1600 of a second. I don't get any shutter lag coming through, and also I can really pick into the resolution as well on this. One of the other things that I love, I really like with this camera is you can just get a body. Doesn't matter, I went back and got an old DF Plus, is you can just upgrade the back. So rather than having to upgrade your whole system or having to keep upgrading lenses, you can just get a new back or something like that. It's got more resolution, more megapixels. Lenses have been the same forever. So for me, it's a really versatile camera, and it tethers really nice and fast. It works really well with programs like Capture One. And it's great as well that, some of the kit, if I want something, I can pop onto MPB, I can get a lens, or I can, I just noticed the other day there was some really good digital backs on there that I was looking at. So it's a really versatile piece of kit, but it doesn't do everything. I work a lot with Vivienne Westwood. I work with her on her activism side. We've just been over shooting a show in Paris, and the Phase 1 there is too slow, too clunky. It works very well tethered, and untethered I don't really like it very much. So what I've got here, which is an amazing bit of kit, I've got a Nikon D850, which is nice. It's like 45 megapixels, gives me nice high-res files. I've got the versatility, and I can shoot in really low light. So the Phase 1 doesn't do everything, and the Nikon doesn't do everything. So actually at the moment, having two different camera systems, it works for me, really, to be honest with you. So that's pretty much the kit, and then we've got a laptop. We're going to shoot everything tethered so they can see the whole shoot. And it's kind of nice because you always feel like your subjects that you're shooting, they get excited to see the pictures on the back of the screen. And it also allows me to be able to see what's going on and make adjustments as and when I need to, and not just think, have I got it, haven't I, or the highlights are too blown out and stuff like that, and trying to wing it in Photoshop afterwards. How are we doing? All right? Should we do it? So we're just getting the camera up ready for tethered capture now. Flirting. So I've got a session name there. So the Phase 1, obviously, one of the annoying things is it's got a battery in the back as well, so you've got two lots of batteries to charge. This is like one of my favourite lenses, just the standard 80mm. You can get them for like 500 quid or something, if that, second hand. So I'm just going to check that some shot comes through now onto the screen, and then we can see just something come through, even though it's the wrong exposure and everything. With the Phase 1, look at that. Do you know what I mean? Like the latitude and the highlights and the shadows, but some other cameras struggle to be able to pull it back that much. What we're going to do, because we've got like to overpower the sun, we're going to push this light in to give it that really sort of quite hard, dramatic light straight away. Come on the back one up. Let's have a look roughly around there. So let's get someone in here, this side here, Poppy, let's put you here into the middle here. Let's just have a look. I'm just trying to see how this is going to work. That's a wrap. No. Like, can you see that screen there? Pops pretty well, doesn't it? Great. Good. Come in there. You two swap places a minute, because that red is coming up really bright a second. I just want to have a look a minute. Let's feather that light. Turn that light. Just turn the main. No, just grab it from the bottom. Here you go. Turn it. Bit more. Yeah, so it's kind of off them, in fact. Yeah. Try that. So we're in the second location now. So we've done the shoot, but it's happened. This happened with the whole pier in the background. Now we're coming from a different perspective, where we're looking underneath the pier now. Already, the band Flirting, which is these guys here, are already much more happier and much more relaxed, because they've got almost like some props that they can hold on to, sit on. You know, like one of the hardest shots to do is to have 5 people in a group shot and not make it look like a wedding shot. What I will say about just lighting, because my whole thing is about stylized lighting, is finding a light that's powerful enough for you. Do you know? And if I turned up here with a 400 watt light, I would have struggled. You know, I would have changed my composition and my shots, because I've turned up with a 1200 watt light and a big enough modifier that gives a good punchy light. I can pretty much do what I want to do. And I have to say as well that, you know, a certain amount of this, even though of all the experience and years of working with the Times and Reuters and Getty, that there is still a certain amount of winging it, or it feels like you're winging it. You know, I kind of know how to control light, but I don't really know. The magic is, you can never fortuitively see what's going to happen and where the magic's going to come. And it might be a break in the wave behind them, something's going to give way, and we're going to find our shot that we need. Like I say, a lot of people get horrified the way I treat the Mac, but it's a tool. So I'm going to take a couple of shots now, and what I'm going to do, I'm not going to ask them to pose. I'm not even going to tell them I'm taking a shot, because just sometimes as they're interacting and their thing with the camera, it's going to be a very different shot. So I'm just going to come in lower, have a look at angles, do a light test here. I'm wondering if I spin your legs the other side. Now you look to me. Yeah, because you know what I was thinking before, that your head was too close to the leg, and it looked odd. I like it when the wave breaks behind you guys as well, isn't it? When that tucks. So we've got some of these as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's a little bit over HDR in the moment, because I pulled up the shadows. You know what I mean? It's like. Really nice shoot. Really happy with it. Flirting seemed very happy with the shoot as well. We've come down here, we didn't know what the elements were going to be like. That when you're shooting on location like this, and you're shooting in somewhere like Brighton, which is known for its sort of storminess and atmosphere, but you never quite know what you're going to get. So obviously we've been really blessed with the light that's going on, and we've had some clouds in there as well, which just gives some depth to the image. In terms of style, the first shots that we did up at the top up here, the group shot where everyone stood up, really super happy. You know, I don't like to overshoot. I find the painfulness of editing. Do you know what I mean? So I don't like to take too many. I like to try and get it right. Coming back into these shots here, first of all, we did a sort of wider shot where everyone's spread out. I felt with that it was too vast, too spacious. When we rearranged everyone as well, it seemed to work better. So actually, in terms of the shots, I'm happy. I feel like there was 3 setups there. 2 I really like, and for me that's enough. With some landscape and portrait, I feel like that would be enough. That would be enough for my magazine to send to at that time. The other thing as well, you know, shooting tethered. I mean, the thing is, if you shoot tethered, you've got the ultimate sign off. You know, so everyone's going, yes, we're happy with that, we like this. To shoot tethered, you have to be confident. When I shoot tethered, people see the back of the images and they see what you've created. It makes them relax. And I would say in probably 90% of situations that happens. So tethered's totally a bonus. And also when you're shooting anything commercial and there's more people involved, a stylist and a makeup artist will be looking at my screen the whole time. They'll want to know things like, is there too much shine on the makeup? How's the clothes looking when it comes through once they're lit? Because obviously when you're using stylized lighting, the way that a red will look here in natural light to how a red hits when a big flash hits it is going to be a totally different look as well. So it just provides transparency and clarity. Thank you for watching, and it's been a pleasure, and stay tuned for more videos and more updates.